Hello everyone, my name is Hecthor Doomhammer, and thank you so much for the follow, Wopstavip. Really do appreciate it. It's gonna pop up any second. Come on. Notification work, please.
Please work.
Yes. Also, hello Pink Pixie Games and Raz. Wopstavip. Of course, thank you for the follow. Wilkins, Gory Rory. Also, thank you for the follow earlier today. Dutchy Killer, Cora Jane, Anna Kanetka, Vasily, and of course, the convict. The devil risen. I guess the notification just doesn't want to wake up today. Welcome back to Convict Central. This is Prison Architect Alpha 32. Medium-sized map that I started last Monday. In between the two streams of last Tuesday and today, I actually made a couple of small changes. I had a wire, electrical wire, run up here through there, but I kind of forgot that that was supposed to be a perimeter wall there, which I actually also built. But through perimeter wall you can't put pipes and you can't put electrical wiring, so I had to come up with a solution for that. So I ran it actually through this soon to be building. I also added some wires through this soon to be building, and I added a couple of wires through this building and the lower part of Solitary. Also,
And you have also electrified the toaster coil.
learn to pronounce it properly. Tesla.
Tesla. Fine.
Write it down, convict.
Yes.
Also, I noticed that in construction of these cells and these 2B cells, all of the planned out lights were inside of the wall and thus removed, thus leaving this entire area dark. So I just placed the light inside of each cell and did that here as well. Of course, there is no light and power in the entire northern part of the prison, which partially will be fixed today. I also fixed the wall over here and some wiring. I also fixed the wall over here, which now has 2 doors instead of 1. And I optimized the plumbing a little bit more because I had a large pipe coming from through the canteen up here into the kitchen, while I had a large pipe above the kitchen, so that's a lot shorter. So I actually optimized all of that. I also put some electrical cables in the yard to just like have some purpose, I think. And this particular wire connecting these two sides will serve a purpose later on. Last but not least, I noticed that I forgot to put a guard patrol in this last block of cells, so I did that. Right.
Whoopsie.
Oops, indeed. Right. Today, I am going to put these maggots to work.
Yes, let's just call it the disco chair. Shall we?
Disco chat. Right.
Tesla.
But before I put these maggots to work, I currently have 40 prisoners and a capacity for minimum or medium security of 64. Let's add 24. But wait, what's this? We have someone for Death Row incoming.
Dun, dun, dun.
So that means 25 people will be coming in tomorrow.
But you must build quickly.
I don't need to build anything.
How is Doomy? Doomy is now a slave miner. Yes,
Indeed.
yes, touchy killer.
Indeed. What I will be starting to do as a slight quickly build. Oops, misplaced that one. As I said, I wanted to have some power run through this area. Wait, like so. bottom. And then the top. So, through here. Gotcha. I'm guessing... Oh, no. Down to here.
Yeah, that's where you've turned off the next one.
Yes. So I'm just running a power cable through here to the end so that I know that this is the last point where we're gonna have some power for this particular thing. Pulling the power cables through here, through here, through here, and through.
Zoom out real quick, Doomy. I think I've noticed an issue with the power. Room to the top of that needs power. The still needs power in the upper reception.
Oh, you mean this? Yeah, I was literally getting to that in just a couple of seconds.
Sorry, I thought you would have done it off the bottom power station.
No, because symmetry. You should know that by now.
Sorry, Doomy.
I'm an addict of symmetry. Like so.
Sorry, Overlord.
No worries, minion. Like so. No, not that one. Not that one, I said this one. There. And then like so.
Just where you were?
Just a second.
Okay.
There. And I'll put another water pump station that I actually don't need, but I'm still putting it in over here.
Well, it is useful to have two. Balance the load.
Yeah, because large pipes can't pull water indefinitely. Small pipes can pull it 30 cells. But large pipes can pull it a lot further, but not indefinitely.
How is it not symmetrical, Dutchy?
Probably because of the pipes down here. In the holding cell I do have a set of pipes for a shower and toilets, but...
Wait, it is. He was wrong.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. But this is a holding cell, and that is a reception that doesn't need any plumbing at all. Right. Ay. Caramba. What?
You're missing a couple of pieces of power cable on the reception. There's one block that you need in between. Just up and to the left, just underneath the long run, down. Too far. In the entrance corridor. Yeah, just down a bit. Across from there. Yeah, that cable there that's in the little office at the top isn't connected.
It is. It's gonna get connected through...
No, not that one. The one just below that. There's two cells missing.
These two?
No. To the right of that, in the hall.
I'll see that in a moment.
Okay.
Because it'll actually light up green which cables are connected and which aren't.
Okay.
And if they're not connected, they're going to remain gray, like so, like these. And if they're connected, they'll be like green with a particular tint to like make sure that it's easy to understand which kind of cable or which power station connects. Oh, you mean that one? This one?
Yeah. No, not that one. The one just over from that. See, you don't have anything connecting two cells down from the junction.
Oh, here.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about. Awesome.
How can Devil see that without 20 seconds delay? It is because I'm using Skype screen share for him particularly. Because he has to be able to see it before you guys do, so that it's easier for him to communicate and talk about the stuff as well before it actually happens for you guys. So, as I said,
Yes, I'm basically observing Dutchy Killer
Yes.
to enable me to be a faithful minion and awesome co-commentator. Which, I don't know. I don't comment much.
Comment more. Comment more on how awesome your overlord is.
Yes. Yes, master.
Yes, master.
Yes, master.
I'm also going to be filling out the entire area down here.
Common room and workshop.
Common room, yes, I did the workshop already. Common room is getting decked out with all the TVs. And I noticed that I had 2 sofas misplaced in the staff room, which now no longer have any real purpose. So I'm going to put them down in the common room as well. And then
Awesome.
also 5 more phone booths on top. And that is the entire common room, minus a single toilet, which I will be putting in right now.
Toilet time.
Speaking of, there, and then
Ooh.
here.
B1.
Zammy, thank you for coming along.
Light, thank you so much for the follow. I really do appreciate it. Thank you
And
so
Light,
much.
thanks for the follow. Love you, Light. The prison has more TVs than your street. No, Vasily.
Something like that, I think.
Yeah, that works.
Yes, and I'll just drag this all the way down to about
The end of the power.
here. And because I already know exactly where the stuff is gonna be, put some piping in there for that.
Too easy.
Yeah. Also, hello, Lady Zamira. And
Jeff.
and
Pop,
pop, pop, pop, pop, pop, pop, pop, pop, pop, pop, pop, boom.
Pop, pop, boom.
Yes, indeed. I'm honored to have you here. Honestly.
No, the mistype from Zammy. No, Light.
There.
Probably Twitch unfollowed you, cause it's derp. So, my
Well,
overlord.
It could have been that
me.
she hasn't been following. Could
Or that.
have been. Could have been.
So, my overlord, tell me,
Yes. Oh!
you are
Oh!
at...
I forgot that we already have all the prisoners in. And immediately I want to divert your attention to the to-do list. In between Alpha 31, where they introduced Death Row, and 32, they actually optimized the Death Row showcasing a little bit. Because, if I can... Oh, he's probably still not in the prison. I'm also going to turn off intake. Yes, he is still... He's actually being transported. You have got a likelihood of clemency. Yan Wang. What? China has not been generous. You can see his likelihood of clemency is 33%. Now, if I highlight the schedule execution, you're gonna see a red text saying the state approved conviction strength is 5%. Now this means as long as his likelihood of clemency is above that number, or that exact number, so it needs to be 4 or below. If it's above 5, if it's 5 or above, it means that if I execute him, and if he would have done his proper death row appeals, it could have turned out that he was innocent, because that actually happens. People are sentenced to death unrighteously, that they're actually not the ones to do it, and that's, you know, the developers of the game understand that, and thus they've made it so that people are sentenced to death, but through their appeals they can be found innocent. However, there's a second option. through the death row appeal, it can be turned out that they were supposed to just receive life in prison. And then that is where all these numbers come in. You see murder 25 years, torture 9 years, aggravated assault 10 years, and armed robbery 17 years. Then all of those will be added together, and that's going to be how long this guy is going to be in your prison as maximum security. Now, as you can see, he has a likelihood of 33% clemency. If I were to execute him now, and it would turn out that either he's innocent or he would have received life imprisonment instead, and I would execute him, I can say goodbye to $50,000 of cash.
Rip.
Yes. Not only that, if I were to have more death row inmates, all of them will be shipped away.
Yes.
Thus, no longer allowing me to do an execution for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's gonna cost me 50,000. However, it can also be, of course, that I can take a chance and say, like, I'm still going to execute him, and it turns out that he was guilty. He was supposed to go and die. Then I'm gonna have a separate screen that says, like, okay, well, nothing wrong with this. He was supposed to die anyway. It's going to see as the procedure went well. Even if I were to execute him right now, procedure went well. $10,000 in the bank, right there.
Yup. So per death row prisoner that is correctly executed, you make 12,500.
Yeah,
total.
Indeed, because, well, yeah, actually more, because of course I also get the daily grant for having a prisoner.
Yes, Zammy, that is why many prisons worldwide now are private businesses, because they can make a shit ton of money.
Indeed.
With all the government grants that are available.
Ah, what? One serious wang. I was like, what the hell are you talking about,
Yes.
Dutchie? But I didn't even see the... I didn't even see the name. Risen's voice. Yeah.
So's Doomy's voice. Doomy, do your deep evil overlord voice for Pink.
Should I do my evil overlord voice or my incredibly sexy voice? Meow.
Yes.
Or should I just do my perfectly even demonical voice instead?
Oh my god, I'm scared. No, I'm not really. 'Cause I'm just as evil.
No, you're not, because you're a convict. I'm Dutch. You'll never be as evil as the Dutch. Period.
Okay.
Period. So, there's also a chance that, of course,
yes, the thingy in 1 hour is planned.
yes, it is planned. Actually, I need to hurry up because we're 20 minutes in, and that is still 40 minutes away. So it can also happen that a prisoner goes through his death row parole or death row appeal, fails it, and then the likelihood of clemency will be cut in half. Now he's gonna fail. He's gonna end up failing it multiple times, so it's gonna get cut in half, until it is below 5%. Still, there's a chance that eventually he would have been deemed either maximum security, life imprisonment, or set free. And then what? You did the right procedure by saying, like, okay, you're getting death row appeal. You're below the state conviction strength of 5%, so I execute you, but you're still innocent, or you're still supposed to have ended up in life imprisonment. Then what? Well, the state is going to say, you did everything in your power. We failed. We'll take the blame. Here's $10,000. But then, thinking 5%, that's gonna take a while, because they don't do this death row appeal every single day. They don't do that. 5% is a little low. Luckily, my lawyer can reduce the execution liability. If I have researched this, the state conviction strength increases to 10%.
10%.
It's only 5%, but it can actually make a whole difference. Because I've had in my personal private playthroughs had a couple of death row inmates executed that were at 9% and still would have found it to be either innocent or put in maximum security. And the problem with it is there's only so many that you can execute unrightfully, because it actually leads to failure of the prison. If you execute too many prisoners that were supposed to be innocent or maximum security in the end, game over. So that was maximum security, or that was death row. So today we're gonna get that started, which means I need another parole room, and in the parole room I need a visitor's table. Parole, death row, there you go. Also, I am gonna designate this as a parole room right now, because I actually planned it out. Right. So, death row, for those that weren't here for the previous 2 streams, will never leave their cell, only for the death row appeal, which will be over here. So what I've done is actually given them, besides the bed and the toilet, I've given them a bookcase, a shower, a drain so that the water doesn't escape, and a workbench, which they will be using. Because they will not leave their cells for food or whatnot. Their food will actually be brought over from the kitchen directly to their cells by the designated kitchen. Right.
Wow, look at that prisoner mosh pit.
Right. So, I see that that wasn't connected just yet, so let's connect that. Right there. I think it's time we put these maggots to work.
Yes. They must work.
In order to work, I must assign them work. And I have given them a machine, couple of hours of sleep, shower, eat, free time, lock up, and 2 hours of free time. Let's take that away and make them work. Then they will lock up, eat, free time, yard. Then they have lock up and 2 hours of free time. Let's make them work again. Then they'll have lock up, eat, free time, lock up, and then they'll sleep. So this is going to be their schedule from now on. It's almost like solitary. Yeah, but more luxurious, Samira. More luxurious. Speaking of, I also wanted to research permanent punishments. Because there may be prisoners in here, despite the fact that this is medium security only, that I don't want to have mixed in with the population. Snitches, ex-law enforcements, like deadly, volatile. So let's have a quick look at
Stoic.
Stoical isn't really that bad, really. But I see a guy that's volatile.
Like volatile.
I'm gonna put him 24 hours in solitary. This guy is volatile. I don't want to have him in the general population. So permanent lockup, so permanent punishment allows me, as you can see, I send him to 24 hours in solitary. I can only say 6 hours, 12 hours, and 24 hours for both lockup and solitary, and I can like increase it by just adding more solitary to it. So if I were to click 24 hours solitary again, it would actually be 48 hours in total. But with permanent punishments, I can actually permanently lock them up in their cells or in solitary. So what I'll be doing once I have the permanent punishments unlocked is give this volatile guy, I'm going to look him up, and I'm going to give him permanent lockup, so that he won't be able to mix within the general population ever again, until he leaves the prison. Now let's actually start scheduling some programs. So we go to the programs. I see 9 people are interested in workshop safety, 10 are interested in kitchen safety and hygiene, none are interested or qualified for carpentry apprenticeship. You need to complete the workshop safety induction in order to be qualified for carpentry apprenticeship. 8 are interested in foundation education. 0 are interested or qualified for general education. Again, you need to be you need to have passed foundation education in order to be eligible and qualified for general education. So these are actually just teaching your prisoners some actual skills. And then there are the other reform programs. Behavioral therapy. If he has an anger issue, talk to the psychologist and it may help. Pharmaceutical treatment and drug addiction, which will be held in the infirmary, will replace drugs with other non-lethal substances. They're not named, but they're substances. Mimi! I see you lurking in here.
Mimi!
Yay.
Rip.
Alcohol group therapy, which will be held in the common room. Needs chairs in the common room. That's why I have this nice circle of 20.
Peace Marines.
Yes. Parole hearing, spiritual guidance, death row appeal, and you can only run death row appeal if you have death row prisoners, and guard taser certification, which is currently locked because I haven't researched that yet. Now there are ways to actually turn them on by just clicking start, and then it's going to prioritize the first one you start.
No, that's okay, Mimi. Hugs.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, but hugs indeed. However, I'm gonna do it slightly different. This is the scheduler, program scheduler, and by clicking on a space, you're gonna be able to select which program you're gonna be running. And since I know that death row is, or that parole hearing and death row appeal, which take place in a parole room, are 4 hours, that's the reason why I have a 4-hour gap in between the works, so that people that want to go for parole can go for parole, but not during work time, because it will take their priority. So I'm gonna have 6 regular paroles per day and 1 death row appeal today, per day. Okay, workshop. I want to have the classroom first. Now in the classroom I can run foundation education and general education. And that lasts 3 hours. So that's why a work time is 3 hours. I will have workshop safety and kitchen safety in the second work hour, so that people that go for here will also might have a chance to go to either of these two. Behavioral therapy in the office in the morning, and in the afternoon they will have pharmaceutical treatment at the very end, and in the common room in the afternoon they will have their alcoholics, and they will also have their spiritual guidance late afternoon. So that is how the thing works. And if I, for instance, place general education outside of a work area, then it's going to have like a little marker here saying like, oh, it's not inside of a valid work period. I can actually run multiple programs of the same kind during the day for the same level of security, but it's really not that important. Right. So now in the programs, all of these black boxes will mark out like prisoners are working in this, and the red bars will mean their progress. And as you can see, carpentry apprenticeship and general education don't have anything yet. Right. So during the next work period, they're gonna get to work. Now what I want to do is further deck out the kitchen, since I decked out the entire common room. I want to deck out the yard further, which I'm going to start out with. Each of these squares will have a workbench. Each of these squares at least. And then I'll rotate with R. Oops, not that one. There you go. Yeah, the prison is looking good. Just wait until it's like, this stage is done. You're gonna be amazed at how awesome it's gonna be. And there, benches. Toilets?
Right.
Yeah, no problem.
What you just said.
Toilets. Needs piping, plumbing. Through here, dig. Leave like so. And like so, right? Yes, perfect. That works. The piping hasn't been laid in entirely, but that'll be done later. So, besides that, I also wanted to deck out the kitchen further, because I can't optimally use my program for the kitchen, because each prisoner needs a cooker. And the program can only have 5 people at the same time. But cookers, of course, not only serve a purpose for your program, they also serve a purpose for actually cooking meals. And because the kitchen is a dirty place, I'm gonna put in some garbage bins as well. Whoa, that's a flag. Nothing to worry about. Gotcha. I want to be the very best. No one ever was. To make the prisoners work is my real test. To slave them is my cause.
Is this cause?
To execute them is my cause. And there, putting some tables in. Table. Because I also really want to start work, if not be able to finish Cellblock B. Which is funny, because I'll be using the Cellblock C grant. Concrete foundation. Plop. Right there. And then large jail door through here. And here. You're missing a table. You're right, I am. Shame on me. Thank you, Dutchie. Right. 46 prisoners. What happened? Did one get paroled? Yes, one got paroled. Now, what happens? What happened between Alpha 31 and 32? What I wanted to say. They actually made in the to-do list an added thing. If you have more than 5, or actually just the top 5 Death Row inmates with the lowest clemency chance will be shown up here, so that you don't have to cycle through them like, okay, here's one, there's one, there's one. If I had 8, like, which one is it again that I need? Instead of I just hover over the name, like, was it Wan Wang. Yes. And then I see like, oh, 33%. Next up,
Just call that guy serious. Makes it easier.
yeah, I am going to be starting 3 researches as well, because I'm going to be doing another grant. Not that I really need it, but I want to do it. I'm going to be using Cellblock C for 100 capacity and maximum security infrastructure implementation. Mouthful. And for the maximum security thing, I need to increase the size of my security force to 20 guards, which I already have. I need to unlock body armor through bureaucracy, which I did, or I started. I need to unlock tasers through bureaucracy, which I started. I need to build a CCTV monitor. And I need to place CCTV cameras.
Yes.
And for that...
And Vasily, shh, don't talk about Cellblock Tasmania.
Not yet. And for that I need surveillance. So that's why I started that one. Right. How many? 20. Yes. I also want to hire 1 more doctor. And I wanted to hire 2 more cooks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more janitors and 4 more gardeners.
So how's everyone doing out there?
Yes, how is everyone doing? Because 20 minutes left. Right. That is just some contraband. And it's work time, and I'm guessing that the why aren't you doing anything, psychologist? Oh, probably because no one is let's look at the programs. I guess that no one is up for that particular, yeah, 0 or NQ. I'm actually going to cancel it because that's going to save me money, because I might not have the program as like we have someone for the program, but I still have to pay for it because I have it active.
Damn it.
Yes. Capitalist system.
Yeah. Needs to become socialist system.
Yes. Also,
Oh, Satan's drinking rakia. I'm gonna have to get one of you boys to ship me some of that.
actually I found out yesterday that my local booze shop sells Turkish rakia.
Oh, nice.
So after my bottle of Bosnian rakia is empty, I'll have some Turkish rakia.
Cool. You'll have
Hello?
to tell us the difference.
Yes. Also, hello, Ro Elizabeth. And Disma 777. Ro Elizabeth, your name sounds familiar. You've been a long time follower, but rarely active, haven't you? Right. I will be locking these 2 doors open so that my workmen can enter more easily. I also want to have a large jail door in here. Now, how far is the permanent punishment? Almost done. Good. Yes! See, I knew it! Right, canteen is done. And we've built the building for protective custody and Cellblock B. Now, what I can do in deployment, or yes, no, wait, why not? Oh, that's why not. Because I didn't build these 2 walls just yet. I did do those 2 walls, splendid. I'll remove these 2 in planning, and I'll also add another large jail door through here. perfect. Now it's time for some cloning. Or shall I do that one first? Never heard of Turkish rakia. Well, it says it on the bottle, so I'll believe it. So yeah, let's have a look at the programs. This is something I do very often. Just like look at the progression of the programs. Whoa, spiritual guidance. 19 finished, 16 passed. People can take this multiple times. Death Row appeal, 1 finished, 1 passed. Let's see if he's either released or in maximum security. He's in maximum security. So now he has to serve 61 years in total.
Damn.
But he has no real particular whatchamacallit. So he's just gonna go back into Gen Pop. Which is good, because I actually had less prisoners than my capacity. What did I want to do again? We had some stuff done. Yes, permanent punishment. Let's show that. Let's find Mr. Volatile, shall we? Oh, Mr. Volatile! Mr. Volatile! Here you are, you little dingleberry. So, what happens now? Below solitary 24 hours, I can choose between lockup permanent and solitary permanent. I'm gonna put him in permanent lockup. So he's gonna be moved to his cell and stay there for the rest of his sentence. Now, should I decide that his punishment has lasted long enough, also hello Oliver Twist, should I have decided like, okay, well, you know, he served his punishment, all I have to do is click end punishment and his entire file closes, and then I'll have to reassign it to permanent lockup. So now he's gonna be shipped to his cell and stay there until the end of his sentence. Now, what did I see there? Don't tell me that. No, that's a stoical. That's a stoical. Stoical.
No, they're going to convert to Doomism.
Yes, Doomhism is the religion. Now, okay, this is also something we haven't shown off yet. While my confidential informants are active, oh, here's a couple of things that can happen. This guy, for instance, I did not know yet because his reputation was question mark, question mark, question mark. Wait, so that's why I saw he didn't have a reputation. Because it was unknown to me. But now I see that he's an instigator, which means that this prisoner sows seeds of this content, and in all those nearby, when he causes trouble, nearby prisoners will follow. And he's a skilled fighter. Now, skilled fighters really don't bother me. It is the expert fighters that I should be worried about. But I don't want to have an instigator in my general population. So, you're gonna have permanent lockup as well. And that is something that happens when confidential informants are active. They'll be shipped over to the security room, and they're gonna spill the beans. And what's the case for this guy? I didn't check it out, but I now know, is that you see these 3 question marks besides Mr. Dennington? He had the same. But it doesn't mean that this guy is also an instigator and a skilled fighter.
Mm-hmm. You've also got another volatile in there.
Yeah, I just sent him to permanent lockup. That's that guy that I sent. Also, now all of a sudden you see like that's a screwdriver. Oh, sorry. You see a screwdriver. You see some booze, more screwdrivers, scissors, needles. If prisoners have contraband, or if contraband has been arranged, such as, for instance, the booze here and the drugs here, or if it's been thrown over the fence, such as in this case, then that is going to show up.
So are you going to do a shakedown bang up? Or bang up shake
Not
down, I should
entirely.
say.
What I will do, just to show it off, I'm gonna select this toilet, and I want you to look at the red bars that says suspicion. I'm gonna do a cell search. The top one of Michael Ivan, his suspicion went up. This means that Michael was informed of the particular contraband in this cell, the booze and the screwdriver, and he was informed by the prisoner that is inside of this cell. And this prisoner now knows that because his cell was searched, and only his cell was searched, he's gonna have a suspicion that Mr. Michael was behind it.
Whoops.
Indeed. Now, if I do this too often in a row, like if I now were to search all of the cells that are just like this one, now again his suspicion rises. If I do this too often,
Snitch.
he will be marked for death, which means I need to get him out of the general population by protective custody or permanent lockup or permanent solitary or something else. Or I can just let the population kill him, because that's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Makes work for the janitors, but is fun.
yeah. So that's the thing that I wanted to show. And now indeed the booze and the screwdriver and the hammer is gonna get found. And I could do a shakedown now, but I'm not gonna, because that's scary. But I do think that cameras are done. Now for the max security grant, I will need
Ooh, laggage.
luggage. Yes, I don't need luggage, but I will need one of these, a CCTV monitor, and I need, it doesn't say that how much you need, but I know because I know, 6 CCTV cameras, and I'm gonna make them point inwards through here and here. And those two are done now. And I already had 20 prisoner or 20 guards. And now it's just a matter of waiting for body armor and tasers. Now
Have you got tasers started? It doesn't look like it's moving.
it's not moving because it's done by the same researcher, chief of security, and he can only do one thing at a time, just like anyone else. Body armor is now done, and now he's gonna research tasers.
Cool. Interesting. I didn't know that you... Yeah, it worked like that.
Let's clone some cells, shall we? Let's see if we can get the... capacity up a notch or two. Just making sure that I'm not making any mistakes.
Beautiful.
Here. Just through here. And here. And here. And here. I'm running out of money fast. Also, hello, your idol. 01.
Hello, you're idle.
Thank you for coming. Oh, whenever you see this many flags in a row, you want to do either a shake-up or a search of the cell block. I'm actually going to search the entire cell block. This means an escape. Which is cool, because I haven't shown off that yet.
The prisoners are escaping!
Indeed.
Quick! Guards! Guards!
Indeed. What happens is that, now that I've done a shakedown, one of my guards has found a tunnel in this particular cell. It's also going to show you the hole where it was found. Now, of course, this isn't the only one, because this literally ends over here. And when a tunnel is found, all paths, the entire tunnel is going to get revealed to you. But it doesn't lead all the way up to here. So this is a separate tunnel. It may have eventually connected to this tunnel, but it hasn't. So how do you get rid of tunnels? Well, the downside of having tunnels in your cells is that your capacity decreases. So how do you get rid of them? In materials, you'll have demolish walls, clear indoor area, and remove tunnels. Costs you 20 per square. Voila. And your workmen will fill in those tunnels. And as soon as this area has been searched by my guards, there you go. Look at that. And look at where that goes to. All the way up to close to the entrance.
Wow. We almost had a major escape on our hands.
And that is a very nasty $1,160 worth tunnel that I just found out.
And those prisoners, I reckon you should send them straight to solitary permanently.
No, they're gonna get 24-hour solitary because that is in the prison policy for punishments. No.
Yes, we do have GLA workers as convicts. Australians are very associated with the GLA.
Splendid. Splendid. Now that the tasers has been researched, the max security grant
Vasily.
a douchebag nest. Yeah, I agree. Now that has been done, the tasers are done, and thus the entirety of the oh shit, I fucked up. I see I fucked up somewhere. Doesn't in between streams, no worries. Yeah, now that the tasers are done, that maximum security infrastructure mouthful thing is done. And as you can see, there's nothing more revolving around security that I can do in terms of grants. So that is done. I do need to make sure that this CCTV monitor is in fact hooked up to the power directly. So I'll place power lines through here and here. And I'll remove that just because. And then, now that I have a CCTV monitor, I need to connect them to my CCTV cameras. Now you can just manually, if you click connect, you're gonna have a wire coming in green that you can just drag around. And when you click a certain CCTV or other device that can be connected through any other device, it's going to connect. However, I am gonna keep shift pressed, because if I don't, I will have to continuously go back over here, click this again, connect, and then just do that manually over and over again. But if you keep shift pressed, this is something I learned recently, this happens. You can just connect all of them, and then you let go for the last one of shift. Voila, done.
We have CCTV.
Yes.
Almost.
As soon as the monitor is connected directly to the power, we will have CCTV.
5 minutes, FYI.
I know. It doesn't matter if we go into overtime a little bit. We sent the prisoners to work. We did the death row start, at least. I showed you off that. I did the most important things. Just need to check my list. Yes, I have a list once again. Deck out yard entirely, deck out common room, kitchen, canteen, max security grants. Yes. Research permanent. That one done. Punishments. Cellblock B. That's getting done in the next stream. Add that much. Finish security for the bottom side. Yeah, I still have a couple of things that I'm gonna do at the next stream, which will be on Monday for you on Tuesday, Australians.
Yeah.
So yes. And no, I won't demolish and rebuild half of the prison. As you can see, all these blue flashing little water droplets. I've forgotten to put the plumbing.
Ah. Yes, I was thinking that you might have.
Why didn't you say anything?
I was trying to figure it out if it hadn't been built or if it was just non-cloned. Of course, I didn't know if it cloned all the layers.
No, that's something. Well, I did mention it in the in the first stream where I used the cloning. While it clones the walls, the objects, And the room designations, it does not clone electrical cables, and it does not clone plumbing.
Okay.
So that is
So it
why.
doesn't clone,
Nope.
so it doesn't clone subterrane, basically.
Nope.
So you're going to have to do some piping and finish that off.
Yep, I will. What I'll be doing in between the two streams is actually putting the wires and the piping in for this area entirely, and entirely for these 2 blocks as well. Just to make sure that I won't forget it and won't make the same mistake again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice positive daily cash flow, dude. Seriously.
2,000. Yeah.
And we're only at not even half capacity yet.
Nope.
Very profitable business of prisoner in convict Australia.
Just wait until we have people actually pass the workshop safety induction,
Yeah.
because it's still going on. It actually takes how many days? 2 sessions.
Ah.
And foundation
brings-
education, as you can see, is pretty darn full. Out of the 20, 18 places have been selected. That lasts 10 sessions, so this is going to take a while before the first series is done. But it's going to be very useful, because for prisoners to work, and speaking of, I actually also forgot to do that, because for that one particular
science
grant,
logistics.
yes, for that particular grant, I did show off this screen and showing you that you need to do this in order to get your prisoners to work in the proper rooms. But because I finished the grant, I actually de-designated this entirely, and I forgot to redesignate it.
And now it's
Mistake.
3 days in.
Mistake after mistake after mistake, but now I did it. Yes. Food distribution, laundry distribution, that's something I will cover more in detail once we're getting close to the completion of the entire planning here.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is basically going to be it for me today.
Except
On
but
YouTube.
wait.
On YouTube, I thank you so much for watching. I know that this isn't a 2-parter as you're used to from the past couple of days, but